Dramatization is based on prosecutor William Randolph Stevens' book, Deadly Intentions, court records, interviews, and investigative reports. Names and locales have been changed, and some composite characters have been included.
Come on. Bring me the paper. Come on. Come on. Oh, what a good dog. Come on. Come on.
Under sunny skies, getting up to a breezy 76 degrees. And now for the children home from school, our lovely teacher comes to visit you. Let's welcome on the Kitty Corral, Catherine Lavanos.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Miss Lavanos.
You all look terrific, and that's great, because we have a special guest. Today I want you to meet my friend the clown. Everybody say hello to Paco the clown. Oh, there he is. Well, how are you today, Paco? Oh, I forgot. Paco doesn't speak with words, only with his clown face. Isn't that right, Paco? Now, I know a secret about Paco that he doesn't know I know. Today is Paco's birthday. So, boys and girls, what kind of a day is Paco going to have? Happy or sad?
Happy.
Oh, I think so. Now, just like you and me, clowns have many different feelings, depending on how their day is going. Many different faces go with these different feelings. Isn't that right, Paco? Okay, now everybody take up your watercolors and your art paper, and we're going to paint some clown faces together. Charles, Paco, and I will help you discover what these faces might be.
Just a minute.
Okay, now, Paco.
Hey, Catherine. Oh, you all right?
I didn't know you watched my show.
What do you want?
Oh, I wish I didn't have to bother you, Charles, but my battery's dead, and I think I'm going to be late for an exam.
Oh, all right. Well, give me a minute, and I'll drive you over. Do you want to come in?
Yeah. Boy, you really kept this place up.
No, thanks.
Papa says the last student he had in here really made a mess of it.
Catherine, are you planning on staying in television after you graduate?
Well, I don't really know what I'll end up doing. I know I love children. I'll probably teach.
There's a sheet of paper over there on the typewriter for you. It's the summary of everything we went over last night.
How did you find the time to do all this for me?
What are the principles of inertia?
I'm having a little trouble with that one still. What was all that about?
Inertia.
Insanity is more like it.
Couldn't think of a better example.
I can't believe you.
You shouldn't be rattled during the exam now that you've experienced the principles.
I just want to be alive for the exam.
Now, what'd that teach you?
Okay, Professor. That energy and motion are transferred.
Not good enough. To where?
To me in that curve, you nut.
Good.
So, have you been accepted by a hospital yet?
No.
More moussaka.
No, thank you.
You didn't like it.
Oh, no. I loved it. It was great. It's just... I've got to be going.
Oh, no. Not before Mama's dessert. It's a sin. And if you go, excommunication from the Lavanos kitchen.
No, it's just that I'm supposed to meet somebody at 9.
Just wait. It's coming. Just wait.
Actually, I'm expecting something to come through any day. There's one position I'm sure that...
Oh, good. Good. What do? You put your name into a lot of different places and then you wait to see.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday to Charles. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, boy. I don't know what to say.
Just blow the candles out. And make a wish. What do doctors wish for?
Must be very sad for you not to be home with your mother for your birthday.
Yeah. That would have been nice.
Oh, you know, I forgot something. A woman called and she wouldn't leave her name. But I did have a thought it might have been your mother.
No? Well, I've already spoken to her today.
It's a shame we haven't met.
Yeah, well, she doesn't like driving and, you know, all the way from Santa Fe and...
Charles, happy birthday.
You didn't have to do this.
Oh, just open it.
Oh, great.
Nice looking shirts.
Oh, these are great. Oh, wonderful. Go try one on now.
Well, we'll cut the cake later, Charles. I'll take you. Save you a piece. Bring it over later. Go on.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. See you later.
Goodbye, Charles. Think he's got a secret? Maybe a girlfriend?
Papa.
Maybe I'm a crazy old Greek with crazy ideas. But what do we know about him?
Well, he lives here. He pays you rent.
And you spent a lot of time together.
Papa, he's helping me with my homework.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening.
My name's Charles Rayner. Is there a lady waiting for me?
Oh, yes, Mr. Rayner. She's right over there.
Oh. Now, come give me a kiss. Happy birthday, darling.
Thank you, Mother.
You're late. You know what a long drive it is. Where's that shirt I sent you?
We really wish you wouldn't send me clothes anymore.
From that Greek girl, isn't it?
I happen to like this shirt.
You like her taste better than mine?
It's not a question of taste.
You're not telling me everything, are you?
I'm not sleeping with her. That's what you want to know. But I like her very much.
Hope you're not getting involved.
I'm not getting involved.
At this time of life, you have your career to think of. You're forgetting. You're not equipped to deal with life without me, Charles. Let's not argue. Dance with me. Come on. Come on, Charles. I taught you to dance better than that. That's better.
Good morning, Miss Lavanos.
Good morning, Charles.
How do we measure the energy and inertia?
Distance traveled and force.
Ooh, we've been doing our homework.
All night. How about you? You been up all night with these books?
No, I had to go meet my mother.
Oh, why didn't you bring her by? You could have brought her by the house.
Yeah, I know. It's my mother's. It's not easy talking about her.
Is she the one who puts your clothes together and everything?
I mean, she looks after me like I'm a child or something.
Have you ever told her that?
Yeah, I tell her that all the time. Well, today's the big day, huh? Good luck on the exam.
Thank you, Professor. I'm going to unwind at the pool afterward. Why don't you come by?
Bath time.
You never have time.
Hi.
Hello, Charles.
How'd your test go?
Oh, well, I'm still alive. Thanks. You showed up.
Yeah. You're some swimmer.
Is that an expert opinion?
You're talking to an Eagle Scout with a life-saving merit badge.
Oh. Show me. You better stick around. If I don't pass physics, I may drown myself. Doing here?
You don't have to pray anymore. You posted the grades today. You passed physics. I got the position I wanted. The hospital's in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh.
I want you to come with me. I want you to marry me.
What?
Why not?
You really mean this?
Yeah, I love you.
Charles, you can't be serious. I have to think about it.
We're perfect for each other.
This is crazy.
I guess I've always been in love with you. I never realized it until my birthday. Okay?
Have you broken the news to your parents yet? I'm getting up my courage. Do you really know what you're doing? Will you stop bugging me about that? Carol, what's the matter? Don't you like Charles?
I don't know. I just got to know him. So he's wonderful. And there's just something about him, that's all. Maybe you should live with him first. Well, at least sleep with him.
Carol, I don't have to sleep with someone to know how I feel about them.
I know you think I'm old-fashioned. I realize that things are different now. But in my day, your mother and I met through the Brooks and Athis, the matchmaker. All we knew about each other was that we came from the same background. We had the same upbringing, the same faith. The Brooks and Athis decided that we would have a good life together. And now, you've decided for yourself. You want my consent?
Alex, before the matchmaker, I saw you in church one Sunday. I had a good feeling, and I told myself, one day that man will be my husband. The matchmaker did not decide for me.
Ask him to come in. You love my daughter?
I love her very much.
Gisteren in Gemmel.
You made promises to me, and I'm not letting you forget
I'll
them.
pay you back every penny you ever lent.
You're putting a price on what I taught you all your life. What would you be without me?
Mother, it's settled. I'm going to marry her.
You think you can get along without me? You'll find out. You want to take crazy chances with your life, you go ahead. But I'm telling you, I'm not taking any more responsibility for you. Any more!
You'll always take responsibility for me.
Get up. Get up!
Mother, I don't want this to make a difference between us.
Look at you. Get in that car and leave! Leave!
Congratulations and very best wishes. You may kiss your bride.
I didn't know Charles could do that sort of dance.
Well, Catherine's been coaching him for weeks.
I want to be as happy as you are.
Just Sadie. No one knows for sure.
I know what marriage means to our family. I know I've done the right thing.
My father gave me this, and his father before him. 200 years of family. No disgrace, lots of children. Now, I don't have a son. I want to give it to you.
Are you sure?
Saca poco de mí.
Oh, I forget he's still Papa.
Now remember, you have a son, you give it to him. Give him a good Greek name.
How about Alexandros?
I like it.
She's a lucky girl. You're taking her away from all these people. But I'm not surprised. I've always taught you that we're all equal in the eyes of the Lord. And as a doctor, you'll be called upon to treat all sorts. And tonight, you're going off to start a whole new life with a beautiful young woman. I know she must be beautiful on the inside, too, or you wouldn't have chosen her. No, she'd have to be pretty special for my son to want her for a wife. Wouldn't she? Goodbye. You won't last 3 months.
What's the matter? You've been so quiet.
Your mother was angry, Charles.
What'd she say?
She said I wouldn't last 3 months.
She just doesn't know how much you mean to me.
Why would she say anything like that? It was as if she hated me.
Oh, she's jealous. You know, she's always bought my clothes and done my laundry. She lives for those things.
I didn't know what to say.
She's always been jealous whenever I even looked at a girl. You know I love you, don't you? That's what's most important, isn't it? so beautiful.
I hope I won't disappoint you. This is my first time. I was expecting you to be shy and tentative. You almost frightened me.
You brought out a side of me I didn't know was there.
It's almost as though you're two different people.
Which side do you like the best?
I like both sides of you.
Dr. Rayner, you're right on the minute.
Well, I like to make a point of being punctual, Dr. Reston.
Call me Al, or you'll get on my nerves real fast. And you must be Catherine, the beautiful bride he talked about. At least I know he doesn't exaggerate. Let's go in the house. The hospital, about 4 miles down that way.
Uh-huh.
Low-cost housing helps us compete with big hospitals for someone like you, Charles.
I love it.
Good.
I'm sure we're going to be really happy here.
Oh, great.
Look at all these beautiful things.
Kitchen, spacious kitchen with dishwasher. Let's look at the bedrooms. Lots of closet space. Oh, plenty of storage up there.
Oh, we don't have very much. Maybe someday we'll have something to store.
Look, Catherine, if you're interested, we have a couple of job openings in administration.
That sounds great.
Want a job like that? My wife's interested in child psychology.
Oh, just an idea. Look, why don't you take a couple days off to settle in?
No, tomorrow's fine. My work's very important to me, Dr. Reston.
Good. Well, that's the end of the tour.
The house looks just super.
Okay, Charles, I'll see you at the hospital at 9 then. Good, good. I hope you'll both be very happy here.
Oh, I'm sure we will be.
9 o'clock.
Good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
You know, Charles, that job would really help out our budget.
Well, don't you want to take care of your husband?
Well, I'll always do.
I mean, isn't that how you were brought up? I mean, that's why I fell in love with you.
Charles, I want to be more than just a housewife.
Well, I always want to know where I can find you.
What were you doing out so early?
I had to pick up a few things. I didn't want to wake you. Today you can start your real schedule.
Can we forget about schedules for a little while?
If you value your time, it's the only way to take things on. Now, everything I've put down here, I want you to take care of.
I think I can outdo your system any day.
Well, you do, huh?
Yes, I do. You forgot to shave.
You gotta remind me of these things.
I'm not your mother, Charles.
You're not my mother. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't expect you to be, but I can't do everything. Go see who it is.
Hi, we're your neighbors to the left. If it's a bad time, we can come back later.
No, please come in. I'm Catherine Rayner. My husband, Charles.
We're the Horners. Dr. Rustin told us you were coming.
Tom. Hi.
I'm Ellen.
Hi.
Would you like some coffee?
Oh, well, I've got to pass. Say, Charles, I teach history at the college, and I go right by the hospital. You need a lift? Oh, great. Why waste gas?
Oh, Catherine. The last of the litter. Go ahead.
Oh, is he adorable?
He's yours if you want.
Take him, please. Otherwise, it's just another mouth for us to feed. We've got 3 already.
Oh, what do you say, Charles?
Okay. But any fleas or trouble, and he's out.
That's what I say to Tom.
Oh, hi, Elizabeth.
I can't believe you took this job without even seeing the place first.
Research, population, median income, church attendance, medical rating, attrition rate.
I'm impressed. Me, I just go by instincts. So what kind of work does Catherine do?
She takes care of me.
That's good.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing if you can get away with it.
Well, she's old-fashioned. Thanks for the ride.
Hey, look, I passed by here on the way home. I'll give you a ride if you want.
No, thanks. I'll walk.
It's 4 miles.
I know.
Dr. Jargo to ER stat. Dr. Jargo to ER stat.
Charlotte Rayner. I'm out right now. When you hear the beep, leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Mother, I'd like to hear from you now and then. Take my new numbers.
Dr. Rayner to ICU stat. Dr. Rayner to ICU stat.
Area code 813-555-7462 at home and 555-8333 at the hospital. I've got to go.
Well?
Oh, it's good. A little practice should make your mother look bad. Yeah, this place is gonna look real good, too.
Yeah, Mama sent us some of her pictures. Don't they look good?
Yeah.
You haven't said a word to me about the hospital.
Well, I like Dr. Reston, but can't say the same about the rest of the staff. The rotations are incredibly inefficient. I think I could recommend some improvements. Oh, by the way, they're throwing a birthday party for Reston. His 50th on Tuesday at 4:30. Wives are invited, so pick him up a little present or something, would you?
Oh, okay. How about a nice shirt?
Yeah, that's fine, but don't spend more than $10.
Well, that's not enough.
Actually, I'd prefer that you didn't spend any more than $10 on anything without my permission first.
Well, Charles, that could turn out to be a little difficult.
4:30. I put it on the chalkboard to remind you.
Mama called. She's been trying to get together with your mother. She keeps leaving messages, but she never gets a call back. You ought to call.
Not after what she said to you.
She's your mother.
I don't want to talk to her.
When he fell into the washing machine today, I christened him Zorba.
Pay more attention to that kitten than you do to me.
Oh, I don't think you have any competition.
Catherine, you have to keep him off the dinner table.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's just lonely.
Catherine, do you have any idea what kind of germs those animals carry?
You're the doctor.
Hello?
Catherine?
Hi.
Where the hell are you?
I'm getting ready for the party.
Well, don't bother. It's almost over.
But it's only 3 o'clock.
The party was for 12:30. Why don't you look at the schedule? That's what it's there for. Catherine, you're the wife of a doctor now. You're going to have to learn to be more responsible. You've really embarrassed me in front of Dr. Reston. I've got to go.
Charles, I'd like to thank you for making me look good. You're doing a fine job.
Well, thank you very much.
Why don't you go ahead and try out your new scheduling ideas?
Great. I'll get started on them tonight.
Good. You know, Charles, Dr. Klein's going to be leaving us soon. How would you feel about taking over his job?
Well, if you think I'm ready for it.
A raise comes with a promotion.
Thank you, Doctor. Al.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
I asked Charles if you all could go to the concert with us next week. He said you're on a tight budget, but I got the feeling he doesn't like the company.
Oh, don't be silly. It's his work. He drives himself so hard. He wants to be the best doctor at Dale Memorial Hospital.
Yes, I hear they're pretty impressed with him. Hi.
Oh. Excuse me. That looks great.
Ellen's been a big help.
Well, that was kind of you.
Oh, it's nothing. It was this or clean house.
Listen, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to be alone with my wife right now.
Lucky lady. Okay, I'm clearing out.
Oh, Charles, about the party.
Oh,
I
forget
don't
it.
understand.
I got a surprise for you. Isn't she a beauty? I got a great deal on her.
What about our budget?
I got a raise.
That's wonderful.
No, stay there. I want a shot.
Oh, no. Of me? No, I look awful.
No, you look great. Go ahead.
Oh,
Just keep
no,
wallpapering.
Charles.
This will be the first pictures in our album. There's some great places around here to photograph.
Oh.
Yeah, that looks good.
Come on, I look terrible.
No, you don't. Come here. Smile. Come on, give me a smile. Give me a smile.
Me.
That's good. Come on, smile. There you go. That looks great.
You're embarrassing me.
Fantastic. Looks good. Come on, give me a smile.
Oh!
It's really good.
Oh,
It's really good.
do something. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, come on. They look worse than they are.
You were so big.
precious creature. I'll make you forget all about spiders. Go on, Sarah. Go on.
Damn, Sarah. Come here. Come here, Sarah. Come here. Here.
You must be really mad at me. Are you going to tell me that I've been bad?
No. I just don't understand.
It's just that it's the one thing that I can't stand. I hate it when anything runs from me. Don't you ever run from me, Catherine. I'd see you dead first.
God, it's a beautiful day.
I picked the spot just for you. Of course, I needed the vacation. What's the matter? You still upset about Zorba? Come on, he and I are good buddies now.
I'm going in.
Good.
Good.
Look at me! Don't turn around! He's gone. It's all right. It's all right. It's gone. It's gone.
Don't let go.
Oh, look, it's a coffee cup with my name on it.
Nice. Now you'll always know who you are.
Let me get one for you, Alex. I'm gonna get
They smelled it right.
Oh, here's another one. Just a little something.
I'm on a roll here. Oh, look at that.
What is it?
It's an emblem for the car. So I can park for free. What's this? Catherine, it's got your name on it.
Me?
It's a big box.
Oh, Charles. Oh, my gosh, what have you done? Oh, look at this pretty bow.
gorgeous. What's it?
Get it? Ah.
Oh!
Oh.
Look what that is.
God,
It's a bird.
Charles!
Come on over.
Beautiful.
Let me try it on.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, God. It's a little extravagant, isn't it? Oh, but I love it. Oh, my goodness. Can I sleep in it?
You can do anything you want.
It's a little warm for Florida.
Well, then we'll take a trip someplace where it's cold.
I wish your mother were here, Charles. How is she feeling?
She really isn't well.
To be sick and alone on Christmas.
Well, she has plenty of friends. Listen, Catherine, I've got to check in at the hospital.
Oh, Charles, it's Christmas.
After Catini, I respect a hardworking man. You go ahead, Charles. We have plenty of time to catch up.
A week of this is about all I can stand.
Mama, did you know it was going to be great with Papa from the beginning?
Something wrong.
Charles is so unpredictable.
Yes, he's extravagant.
Not usually. He's got this violent temper, Mama. You just wouldn't believe it.
Has he tried to hurt you?
No. But he's got this other side to him. One side is loving and good, and the other side, he gets so angry. I just don't understand him.
Catherine, it takes time for a marriage to work. Your father has a terrible temper. Well, is he under pressure at the hospital?
A lot. And he keeps reminding me that he's a doctor.
That's something for a man to be proud of.
Yes, but he's lording it over me. And he keeps bragging that women have no rights down here. All he wants me to do is pin his shirts to his pants so he knows which one goes with which. Mom, I think I'm pregnant.
Oh, does Charles know?
I want to be sure. I'll have a test this week. I don't think he's ready to be a father yet.
Oh, so that's the worry in your eyes. He needs a lot of love. You can handle it. It takes a long time to get to know each other. When the baby comes, he'll change.
I wish you didn't have to go so soon.
I gotta take Papa home. I got to. Promise me you'll call me when you know.
It's right here in black and white. The guy had a 102-degree temperature. Oh, wait, look, I'll talk to him.
Dr.
Okay,
Rayner?
Excuse me. Talk about it.
Dr.
Yes.
Mrs. Rayner called. She said that...
Was it long distance?
I don't know. She didn't say.
I don't suppose I have to tell you how important details can be to a doctor. If you can't handle a routine message, I will find somebody who can.
Charles.
Catherine, what are you doing here?
Didn't you get my message?
Oh, you called. Yeah, they just gave it to me.
Well, I came anyway. How about lunch?
Lunch? What's the occasion?
I want to celebrate. I just came from Dr. Walters. I'm pregnant.
do this to me?
Look, I know it's sooner than we planned, but I was hoping you'd be happy.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. He's gonna be a beautiful baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, his papa wouldn't have it any other way.
So how about lunch?
I still can't do that. I've got to go on my rounds. We'll celebrate tonight.
This is Charlotte Rayner. I'm out right now. When you hear the beep, leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Call me Mother. Please. Mother, please. This office, give me some peace and quiet when that baby comes. It's like I'm gonna have to start doing insurance exams. When that baby comes, we're gonna need all the extra money we can get. Honey, hand me that chair, will you? Come on, the chair already.
Can we do this later? I'm too tired.
Listen, Catherine, just because you're pregnant, that's no excuse to be lazy. You can pick this up.
How long does this nausea last?
It depends on how tough you are. It's Mother Nature's way of showing you who's boss.
I don't feel well.
You should have seen your face.
Come on, Catherine. I was just joking.
seen my coat?
What coat?
My fur coat.
I took it back.
You what?
I took it back. I mean, it's silly. If you ever really need one, we can rent one. So I took it back. Got a refund.
Charles, you can't just do things like that. You're not listening to me. Charles.
Charlotte Rayner. I'm out right now. When you hear the beep, leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Come on. Talk to me. Why are you playing these games? Mother, talk to me.
Charles?
Mother? Mother, how have you been?
How you suppose, dum-dum? Why'd you call, Charles? What is it?
I just miss talking to you, that's all.
I do, too. You'll never know how much.
Yeah. It's been tough on both of us. How are you getting along?
Well, as can be expected. How about you?
Oh, doing really good. I just got a promotion.
That doesn't surprise me, dear. What about your new wife? How are you getting along with her? Charles?
I'm gonna be a father. You hear what I said, Mother? I'm gonna be a father. Mother? Talk to me. I need you.
Aren't you proud of yourself now? He's got his daddy's eyes.
Yes, and his name's Alexander Rayner. That's a good name.
Don't you want to take him? Come on, you take him. Come on. Come on.
Go on, Charles. Take the baby.
Okay.
That's Daddy.
There we go.
Daddy. There you go.
Oh, that's pretty happy. That's pretty happy. What a team. Look at him, look at him.
Oh.
Oh, and how is little Charles?
It's fine.
Oh, no, his daddy's name is Charles.
I couldn't stand Alexander. So he's Charles now. And that's fine.
But I thought we... I love Charles. You just should have discussed it with me.
Why?
Oh, boy. Oh, I already told Papa. It's gonna break his heart.
It's none of his business.
I just wish I'd known.
Come on, it's not that big of a deal.
What is that look you're giving me? Come look at this face. What are you doing? Hi. Isn't it, darling? Oh, there it is. Just terrible.
Yeah.
Papa's so sick. If they could only be here to see their grandson. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Charles is making an album for them. Mama says when Papa's up to it, they will come visit. Yes, they will. Oh, what is that? Carol, I'm so glad you're in here. Me too. You know, you're going to make somebody a terrific wife someday.
Hello, girls. What are you doing up in my attic?
Whoa there, wait a second. I went up into your precious attic because it stunk in the hallway. It's clean now.
You took something that belongs to me. Where is it?
Where's what?
It was a brown paper bag. It had rags in it.
What, those dirty, oily things?
Yes.
I threw them out.
Where?
In the trash.
I didn't give anybody any permission to go through my things.
Charles, I think you're being a little bit unreasonable.
It's important to me.
Where'd you get that thing?
I keep it for protection. In case anybody ever tried anything. If anybody ever did something bad to me, I'd use this to get even. I'd take them someplace where no one could hear. Like the swamp. And I'd stick it in their belly and gut them like a fish.
Oh, that's sick.
But first I'd strip them. I'd stick safety pins in them. I'm a doctor. I know just how far to go. I'd use drugs to keep them conscious. And I'd make them sweat every ounce of pain. And I'd take a firecracker and shove it.
Stop it! That's disgusting.
Come on, Catherine. I was just playing around. Well, hey, Charles. You're so beautiful. Oh, yes. Yes, just like your mother. You're just like your mother. You're just like your mother. Yeah. You know, Carol, it really has been nice having you here. You're a lot more help than I thought.
Thanks.
How's your love life?
I was telling Catherine about Rick. He's a computer programmer I met on a business trip.
Mm-hmm.
Lives in San Francisco. Oh. We're thinking of living together.
Maybe we should have tried that, huh, Catherine?
Would you still have married me?
Oh, how can you ask that? You know how much I love you. I couldn't live without you.
If Rick ever talked to me like that, I'd run like crazy.
Don't make fun of the way I feel.
How's your mother, Charles?
My mother? How's my mother? You better finish up this great meal that Carol made for us, Catherine, or she won't come back and see us again.
I could cancel tonight's flight and stay a few more days.
Oh, no, thank you. 2 weeks of luxury is all she needs. Today's women they're having babies before they've learned to take care of their own husbands.
I don't care what kind of pressure he's under. I'd leave him.
That would kill my father.
But taking those pictures of you? You know that torture tale? For God's sake, Catherine, he loved it. And the way he flies off the handle, he's weird.
Carol, please.
I'm sorry, but I can't stand to see you like this.
He's not always like that.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Flight 87 now boarding at Gate A.
And listen, if you get in trouble, you call me. Okay?
I can handle him. He just needs a lot of love.
I have to be patient. I'm fine. It doesn't look like that to me.
In my family, marriage is for life. It's a sacred obligation.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I love that song. It reminds me of how things were in the beginning. Charles, I want to show you something. Papa sent us 2 round-trip tickets to Albuquerque.
What for?
He's too sick to travel, and he's dying to see the baby.
When did they come?
Last week.
Why didn't you tell me that?
It's a surprise. I think we could both use a vacation.
Are you nuts? Don't you know my schedule by now? I've got responsibilities. I've got patience. You don't have any responsibilities.
there's something we have to talk about.
Do we?
Don't you know that something is wrong?
What's wrong?
You need help, Charles. You must get some kind of help.
What are you saying? You think I'm insane?
No, not at all. But you're a doctor. You understand that from time to time everybody can use a little professional advice.
It's too expensive.
Then do it at the clinic.
I can't do it at the clinic. They'd have access to my files. They'd find out.
Talk to me, Charles. Please. Please. If you can't do it for yourself, then do it for your son. You have a child now. Things have changed.
Are you saying that I have an obligation to him?
Of course you do. You talk like you didn't want him.
Nobody wanted me when I was born.
Oh, I can't believe that.
It's true. Charlotte's not my real mother.
What are you talking about?
She adopted me when I was an infant.
You never told me that. When did you find out?
She made it clear to me right from the beginning.
Well, she must have loved you if she adopted you.
She always said she was sorry she didn't adopt another little boy instead of me.
Oh.
You're the only one who's ever loved me. Or myself. And now I'm gonna lose you because of the baby.
I love you. Don't you know that?
I won't let him come between us.
Baby. Charles, listen to baby. Something's wrong.
It's fine.
No, it's not right.
Charles!
Problem.
Oh, he was suffocating out of the blanket. Okay.
It's fine.
I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine, Catherine.
He was strangling. Come
Catherine,
in.
babies at this age are always knotting themselves up in their blankets. He's probably inherited some circulatory problems from your father, but he's fine.
Come on.
Catherine, I think you're overreacting to this. He's fine. I'll tell you what, I'll make breakfast in the morning, okay? And you can sleep late. Am I dressed okay? What's he squawking about?
He won't take his milk. And there's a little diarrhea.
There's always something wrong with him.
I'm sorry, Mother.
See what I can find for him in my bag of tricks.
Oh, that's okay. He'll be fine. I'm going to take him to see Dr. Harris.
Dr. Harris? I'm the doctor. I'm the doctor in this house. You hear that, kid? Your mother's practicing medicine now. I didn't know she was a doctor. Did you know she was a doctor? There you go. You open that up and dissolve it in this milk. That'll settle his stomach.
Actually, I was going to give him some of that stuff in the bathroom.
It won't do the job. This will.
Are you sure? I mean, that it's the right medicine?
What's the big deal? Just give it to him.
I have to warm up his bottle.
Well, these southern states are really great. There's an article in the newspaper this morning about a woman who ran away from her husband and took their child. And when the authorities caught up with her, the judge asked her husband if he wanted her back. He said no, that he'd keep the child. They just gave it to him. Can you believe that?
Isn't that milk warm yet?
Catherine, so clumsy this morning. Dr. Rayner. Yes. I suppose. All right, I'll be right there. I've got to leave early this morning. You make sure you give him that medicine.
Baby has diarrhea, this is the last thing in the world you'd want to give him. This could be lethal.
Here with Mama. Everything's gonna be all right.
Hello? Hi, Catherine. How's it going?
Carol! Oh, God. Carol, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
When?
Right now, before he gets home.
Well, what's going on? Are you all right?
I can't talk now. I'm going home. I'll call you when I get there.
When is your first flight to Albuquerque? Today. True Dallas. I don't care how. What time? 10:45? I can make it. Catherine Raynor. Raynor. And a baby. Yes, thank you.
Catherine? Catherine?
Catherine?
What are you doing home so early?
How's the baby?
Oh, he's fine now. Still a little bit cranky. What are you doing home so early?
I think I'm coming down with something. I don't feel very good. Could you make me some hot tea? Dr. Raynor.
Charles. It's Carol.
Carol, where are you calling from?
San Francisco. Is Catherine there?
Of course she's here. Where else would she be? It's Carol.
Carol, what a surprise.
What's going on? What's he doing there? You scared me.
Oh, that's wonderful news. I'll try to get there.
Should I call the police?
No.
What's going on?
Carol's finally getting engaged.
Hooray for the poor guy. Let me talk to her. Carol? Finally taking the big plunge, huh? When's the big day?
It's not set yet. Could I talk to Catherine again?
Okay, it's your dime.
Carol?
Are you all right? What can I do? What can I do?
We'll get together soon.
So lucky she nailed somebody. She was beginning to lose her looks.
When is your next flight to Albuquerque after the 10:45? 11:10 tonight? I'll get your tea.
What's the matter with you? You act like you're the one who's sick. You haven't said a word to me all day long. Now you haven't eaten your dinner.
I'm just not hungry.
Just not hungry. Well, it wouldn't hurt you to eat a little bit. You're starting to look like a bag of bones. Catherine, did you read that article in the newspaper that I showed you this morning?
Yes.
Catherine, come here. I want to show you something. I brought down some of my favorite slides.
That's not me.
Well, sure it is. I just distorted the picture. This one's my favorite. These would make a great slideshow for company.
Catherine?
faster, please? Sure. A little faster, please.
I'm not sure if there are any non-smoking seats left, but check. You're in luck, we have two. There's row G. Seats 5 and 6. You better hurry. Your flight's leaving very soon.
I called. I changed my ticket up for the 11:10 flight to Albuquerque. I called ahead.
Okay, that's gate B, Mrs. Randy. Your flight is boarding now. Here's your claim check. You better hurry. It's leaving right now.
Boarding pass, please. Thank you.
I told you what I'd do to you if you ever ran from me!
Randolph Stevens' book, Deadly Intentions, court records, interviews, and investigative reports. Names and locales have been changed, and some composite characters have been included.
it had been rumpled, he said in his great, big, gruff voice,
Somebody's been sleeping in my bed.
And when the mama bear got to her middle-sized bed and saw that her pillow had been rumpled, she said in her middle-sized voice, Somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And when the wee, small, little bear went to his small, wee, little bed, he said in his tiny voice, Somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And there she is! And when she heard that shrill voice, it frightened her so much she tumbled out of bed, ran right out the window and off into the wood, and the three bears never saw her again. Now we're late for recess. Everybody go. Yay! Come on out. Get some roses in your cheeks. Okay, we'll see that later. Have fun.
Masling, he's a lawyer.
I've come to see dear little Charles.
After 3 years, what's the sudden interest in your grandchild?
I'm a sick woman. Time is catching up with me.
I don't want you to see him.
After all, Mrs. Rayner, the court did award Dr. Rayner and his mother visitation rights.
At my convenience.
I'm just asking for a short visit.
I think it's an unreasonable request after all this time.
If we have to, we'll obtain a court order.
Well, as long as you remain on the premises,
fine.
I won't object.
You still taking in boarders?
No.
Looks like Catherine's making quite a success of the school. Oh, Charles used to tell me about this little mongrel. Hello, Charles. Look who's here. Which one's mine?
He's over there in the blue jacket. We call him Alex now.
But surely his name's always been Charles.
His name is Charles Alexander Rayner. We call him Alex.
Alex? Look what your grandma brought you. Come give Grandma a kiss. There a man in my grandson's life? When you get to know me, you'll give me a big hug. Well, I feel much better.
You'll have to excuse us now. It's time for the children's rest. Why did she come here?
receipt for that, please? There you go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Rayner. Yes, Dr. Rayner. If you would just sign in here, please. Welcome to the conference. Kurt? Thank you. I'll keep that. Just the bag. Your registration is right over there, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Charles Rayner.
Hi, Dr. Rayner.
Hi.
That's for you.
Thank you.
And would you please sign our register? First session's tomorrow at 10, Dr. Rayner.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
Arriving passenger Alexander Edwards. Please pick up a white courtesy phone.
Your flight is now boarding at gate 18, Mr. Foley.
You ready to say goodnight?
Night, Mommy.
Good night, sweetie.
No, you lost my briefcase, and if you don't find it, my business here is over.
Help us by just picking the bag which most closely looks like yours.
And that's going to do a lot of good. A lot of good.
It'll help us. We'll do the best we can. Thank you very much. Thank you.
the moon or stray cat. Sometimes that gets him going. Matter, Zaco? Huh? It's pretty good you getting me out of bed this late. He's just like me. He gets angry when he gets sick. Come on, Zaco. Come on. Come here. Come on.
Honey, it's okay. It's just a bad dream, honey. Okay? Okay? Okay. Let's see if we can go back to sleep. Let's see if we can do that for Mommy, okay? Can you do that for Mommy? Can you? I think so. Okay? You go to sleep now. Mommy's not going anywhere. Good night. Zaco? Oh, how are you, boy? Oh, you feeling better? Oh, there you go, baby. Just stay quiet. Settle down, okay? Alex?
Catherine. He wanted to sleep with Papa.
I was afraid, Mommy.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Good night.
I want to sleep in your bed, Mommy.
I tell you what. Why don't you sleep in your bed and I'll stay with you? How about that? Oh, sweet boy, come on.
see what you want. Come on, let's go. You must be feeling better. Okay, just a moment.
Like some information about your preschool.
We're glad to help you.
My name is Ed Court.
Yes, Mr. Court?
I'd like to know at age you take children. I have a 4-year-old.
I'm sorry, I can't talk now. I was just leaving.
Well, I'd like to see what you have to offer. I'm very near to you. Couldn't you just show me the school?
No, I'm sorry. I have to go now.
Mama! Mama! What happened? It's Charles. He called. He said he was near. He called. He called.
Your reservations for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd like to change that flight. I'd like the next available flight to Chicago, please.
Attention all passengers. Flight 17 to Chicago O'Hare.
Well, I can get you on our next flight, but you're going to have to hurry because it's leaving in 15 minutes.
Good.
Upgrading from a night flight to a day flight will also increase the cost of your ticket.
I know that.
All right, that will be an additional $17.
You're 17.
Just your hand luggage, sir?
I don't want to carry this on. I'd like to check it. Just a moment. I forgot something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, there's a guy getting on flight 17 I'm worried about. Yeah, and he's got a piece of hand luggage that's making me very nervous. All right. Yeah, can do. Here he comes.
Okay. I got what I needed. You can check it now.
I'm sorry, sir. Luggage is closed. You'll have to take that on board yourself.
I can't.
Mr. Foley, you're going to be late for your plane if you don't hurry.
I don't want to carry it. I want to check it.
I'm sorry, sir, but you are going to have to carry it on.
Flight 17 to Chicago is in its final boarding stages at Gate 4. All passengers should be aboard the aircraft.
That man at the ticket counter said you checked this straight through.
Carlos Rodriguez, please pick up the nearest white courtesy loan.
I'm having trouble with this. What do you have in here?
Just some tools, some money.
I can't make it out, so you're going to have to open it up so I can see it.
I can't do that. I don't have the key.
Mr. Foley, I'm Mr. Groth's airport security. I'm afraid we cannot allow your case aboard the aircraft until you've shown us the contents.
Well, I just told her I don't have the key.
I think you can open it.
Last call, Flight 17 to Chicago.
You're making me miss my plane, and you've got no right to do that. I've got to be on that plane.
Fine. Then we'll open it with our own set of keys and inspect the contents, and we'll forward your bag on the next flight to Chicago.
Yeah, will you do anything you want?
We'll forward your bag.
You haven't heard the last of this.
Grab bag.
He could have been planning a hijacking. I better notify the FBI.
Excuse me, sir. My name is George Valenzuela, Special Agent, FBI. I'd like to talk to you.
What is it? What's the matter?
Could you tell me your name, sir?
You're Richard Foley. What's this all about? I didn't do anything.
Would you follow us, please?
You've got two sets of identification. A doctor, Charles Rayner, and a driver's license with Richard Foley. Now, who are you, anyway?
Dr. Charles Rayner.
Are you sure about that? What's the disguise for?
I like traveling incognito.
Is that so?
You mind if I take some of this clothing off?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Probably think you got some big-time criminal here, huh?
District Attorney's office, please hold.
Oh, Bill, got a minute for me?
I got a hearing at 2.
I need your advice on this.
Can we make it quick?
This is Sam Walton, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. He's got something here I really think you should take a look at. Bill Garner, Chief Deputy Prosecutor.
What's up? Some guy tried to get on a plane with a loaded weapon in his luggage without the carrier's permission. It could have been a hijack, but the FBI dropped the theory because the guy tried to check the bag to begin with.
Where is he now?
He's being held in Chicago. So, they'll just slap his wrists on the firearms violation and send him home. This guy had a lot of detailed surveillance notes on him, some of it in code. These digits are a local telephone number. We've got the address. My first thought was, the guy's some kind of a burglar.
Yeah, so what's the big deal?
Something bothers me about this. First of all, the guy's a medical doctor. Now look at this. I mean, what in hell is a doctor doing with surveillance notes and all these burglar tools? That Bowie knife has been surgically sharpened on both sides.
Nah, this guy's no burglar. He wants to hurt somebody.
My God, it was him. I did see him. In the morning, across the street. I'd swear it was him. But he looked different. He looked heavier and with longer hair. He was wearing a cap pulled way down and a dark coat. But even the way he looked, I know it was Charles.
Did anything else happen?
The call. I got a call. It was later in the morning, though. The phone rang around 9 a.m., and it was Charles. I know it. I know it was him. I know it. I know his voice, even though he was trying to disguise it.
And you say you haven't seen him in a long time?
No. That's right.
Well, why do you suppose he was here in that disguise?
Well, when we were married, he was always doing things to frighten me.
You think he might have come here to kill you?
Oh, he better not try.
No. No.
Listen, do you mind if we look around just a little bit longer?
Please do whatever you have to.
Right, well, if we find anything else out, we'll let you know. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What am I going to do?
Let's get the lab boys out here and see what they can find. I've got this gut feeling that if we don't get something, she's going to get killed.
Doc, you're out.
What'd I tell you?
Thanks again for the advice, Doc.
You bet. You can pick up that ointment over the counter. You'll be rid of it in a week.
I hope you straighten this all out.
I will.
Riley.
Well?
Nothing so far.
Well, keep at it.
Their priest showed up an hour ago. Went through the entire school. Actually sprinkled holy water all over the place. Maybe you'll have better luck than we have.
Well, we need all the help we can get.
Νίκας της ευσεβέση κατά βαρβάρων δωρούμενος, κατά βαρβάρων δωρούμενος.
Μα μου βοηθήσει.
Θα σε βοηθήσει.
Thank you once again, Father.
Hello. Mrs. Rayner, I need to talk to you.
Please come in, Mr. Gardner.
Can I get you some coffee?
No, thanks very much.
Well, if you need something, we'll be in the kitchen.
Did you find anything?
No.
I didn't think you would.
If he just wanted to scare you, why do you suppose he ran away?
That's the way he always played his games, to scare me.
Mrs. Rayner, why aren't you telling me everything? We know he was here. And we know it was no game. Do you think this is going to be the end of it?
I was hoping.
Mrs. Rayner, he's been released from jail. And I'm going to put police surveillance around you here. It's my duty to protect you.
I don't think there's anything you can do. He's too smart.
You see, this is what I don't understand. Don't you want to stop him?
I don't want to provoke him. When he gets angry, he can do terrible things.
Like what kind of things?
Things about a knife. And how to cut people. It's sickening.
I need to know, Mrs. Rayner.
After he cut them, he would put safety pins in their eyes and take them to the swamp and kill them with explosives.
Explosives? Did he ever mention to you what kind of explosives?
They had to be small ones so he could stand close enough to watch. He said he'd use firecrackers. I spent 3 years trying to forget my marriage. I can't dredge this up again. Goodbye, Mr. Gardner. I'm sorry. Please.
We've been over every inch of the place. There's no sign of anything.
Well, go over it again, Riley. Did you check the moldings?
Yeah.
Did you sweep the floor?
Yeah.
Good. Check under the toilet seat.
For what?
Fingerprints.
Nobody ever thinks of looking there.
Excuse me. John, can you go back to the car? Okay, I got it.
I can't believe she knew everything that was in that briefcase without ever seeing it. My instincts were right about this thing.
We can't let this guy run around loose. Barbara, see if you can find some precedent to indict Dr. Charles Rayner. Look for anything on attempted murder, overt acts. How far you got to go to commit a crime?
Right.
Look, I've asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to keep you on the case.
Fine.
We're going to need federal assistance. So go to Boston.
It's cold there.
Yeah, I know it's cold there, but I want to know everything about Charles Rayner from the time he got to Boston. Go back at least 3 years.
Good.
And see if you can find Richard Foley. He's back there someplace.
You got it.
Don't you ever run from me, Catherine. I'd see you dead first.
That's Richard Foley, all right.
Can you tell me how you met him?
It was over a year ago. Wants to know if I got a room to rent. Strange fella. Got a real funny look. Then he says, would I be willing to let him get his mail at my place? Said he'd pay $5 a month. He gave me some money to start. Only mail he ever got was a Social Security card and their driver's license.
Thank you, Mr. Gillis. We may need your testimony at a later date.
You forgot something.
What?
The dog vomit.
You've got to be kidding.
Did you get it?
No.
We'll go out and dig up at least 3 inches of soil. Come on, nobody's this perfect. There's got to be something that ties him to that house.
Has he been here long?
Most of his adult life. He was in our adolescent unit before that.
This is Richard Foley.
Could he have been treated by Dr. Charles Rayner?
Doctors from County Hospital often treat our patients as part of their service.
Mrs. Rayner, let's stop kidding ourselves, okay? Your ex-husband went through an elaborate scheme to establish a new identity. He took the name of a Boston mental patient named Richard Foley. He attended a medical convention in Chicago just before he came here. He established a perfect alibi. Now, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble just to frighten you. He came here to kill you.
What do you want from me?
You've made it abundantly clear how painful it is for you to recall the past. But please, I need the whole story of your marriage. I need any details you can give that will help me prosecute Charles Rayner.
Oh, I don't...
Mommy?
Yes, honey?
Mommy, can I go off to Jimmy's to play?
Yes, you can. But go find Grandma first, okay? Okay, have fun. Don't forget your jacket.
It's a nice boy you got there.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered what would become of him if anything happened to you? This is my private number.
Garner.
Mr. Garner?
Yes.
Catherine Rayner. I have something for you.
This guy is a monster.
Well, maybe this will nail him. I found an old California case, 1948. A man told someone he was going to kill his wife. He went to her house with a loaded gun. The police were waiting when he got there. Now, the court ruled that once the intent to commit a murder is clearly shown, then the taking of a loaded gun to the place where the crime is to be committed may be sufficient for the jury to find the defendant guilty of attempted murder.
And he had a gun in his briefcase. All right, okay. Okay, now, with this and with what we have in Boston, we have enough to push the feds to bring him back to Albuquerque on the gun charge, and then it's our turn. And we arrest him on a state charge of attempted murder.
Morning, ma'am. I'm from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I'm looking for Dr. Charles Rayner.
Better come in before you freeze.
Thank you.
He's kind of busy right now. Is there something I can help you with? I'm his wife.
I have a warrant for his arrest.
Just 1 minute, please. Charles.
You Dr. Charles Rayner?
Yes, I am.
I'm Investigator George Taylor from the Office of Special Prosecutor William Garner. I have a warrant for your arrest for attempted murder.
I'm Dr. Rayner's attorney, Edward Reichman. I've advised my client not to answer any questions. Please do not ask him any.
I have no questions for the doctor.
They got him behind bars.
Not for long. He'll get out.
Hello, Mother.
You're too thin. You're not taking care of yourself. Can't let her ruin your health. Should have just hired a local attorney. Somebody who knows how to handle the folks here. I warned you. I told you not to marry her. You weren't ready for marriage. Now you've got a new wife. And you're not prepared for her either.
Mother, I'll do whatever I have to do. I've always planned to win.
I'd like to have a nice little office like this. Get down to some real old-fashioned legal work.
Try attempted murder.
We don't have to get into that yet.
I think Rayner is in dire need of psychiatric care.
Bill, you're not going to push me into an insanity plea. He's a prominent doctor, respected member of the community. The man's innocent.
Okay, let's cut the bull, Counselor, shall we? And get down to it. You're here because you want to see who your opponent is. And I'm talking to you for the same reason. And if we're worth a damn, we both checked each other out.
Well, I've made a few inquiries, if you want to call that checking.
I think your guy is an animal. Dangerous as hell, so there's not going to be any plea agreement. You and I are going to court.
Without establishing the presence of some implement of the intended crime, you are frankly wasting our very expensive time.
Do you know what he had in that briefcase?
Oh, I know what he had in that briefcase. But he never had the briefcase with him when he was capable of using the contents against Catherine Rayner.
What do you mean he never had it?
When he got to Albuquerque, apparently it was lost and he didn't get it back until the following morning. A few minutes, as I understand it, just before he boarded his flight. Check it out for yourself. Bill, if I were you, I'd rethink your case. Dismiss it before it goes any further. You don't want to go to court on this. See you later. All right.
Reichman?
Me?
What is it?
Well, Reichman claims that Rayner never had the briefcase with him in Albuquerque. It was lost.
If that's true, we have no case.
I'll bet everything I own that he had it with him that night.
Okay. How are we going to find out?
You're completely relaxed. When this is over, I'll count to 3 and snap my fingers. And you'll be completely alert. She's under. Now talk slowly and stick to the briefcase. Nothing about the marriage. Repression is their safety mechanism. Go ahead.
Catherine, open your eyes. Now, on the wall, there is a screen. And on that screen, you see everything that happened on the morning of December 6th. Now, what do you see in the street?
Man.
You see a man.
Yes.
And where do you see this man?
He's across the street.
And what is he doing?
He's looking at the house.
What kind of clothing does he have on?
He's wearing a sort of He's wearing a black coat. And a thing on his head. Dark. Just see dark on his head.
Look real close now. Magnify the picture. Now, what's he got on his head?
Dark brown hair.
Okay, that's very good, Catherine. Now, I want you to change the focus, just like if you had a camera. I want you to go down to the man's hand and make everything clear, very clear. What do you see?
Something's not right. It's broken.
What's broken?
The handle is not sticking up right.
The handle of what?
Of that the handle of that briefcase.
He did have it with him. Now all I have to do is prove it. I mean, there's just no way that she could have described that broken handle unless she actually saw that briefcase.
Sure, I remember. Caused a hell of a scene. He was angry as hell. Helped him fill out a claim form.
You mean this?
Yeah, that's it. I remember that guy all right. He had on a wig and a fake mustache. Looks like he had 2 pair of clothes on, too. I remember him getting mad as hell.
We're very interested in how that case was found.
Checked on that. Chicago showed a not ad on the teletype.
But Clerk Greer, who signed this lost claim form in the morning, marked it found Albuquerque. Now, how does a case get checked through Chicago, arrive in Albuquerque, and be lost till the next morning?
Happens all the time.
You mean there's no way to check on how a bag is found?
Nope. Detailed records usually aren't kept when a piece of luggage shows up after it's been lost.
Thanks. Everything we've got keeps proving your ex-husband's innocence. None of the hair or fibers we found in the school match Charles' wig or clothing. We still haven't gotten confirmation from the lab that he poisoned the dog. And we can't prove that he had the briefcase with him. I mean, they might feel sorry for him and give me a judicial reprimand.
What are you trying to tell me?
You're our only solid witness. I'm counting on your testimony.
You mean on a witness stand?
It's now or never if you want to put him away.
I can't be in the same room with him.
Just tell the truth.
What if they don't believe me? I won't be able to speak.
Catherine, I'll make sure you can. I brought you here so you know what to expect. This is it. Have you ever been inside a courtroom before?
Oh, I went with a friend for a speeding ticket.
Well, this is going to be completely different. This whole room is going to be packed. And everybody is going to be here for one case. The state of New Mexico versus Charles Rayner. Charles is going to be sitting right there. And you're going to be sitting over there, right behind me.
God, he'll be right close to me. Staring at me.
Come on, Catherine. This is the witness stand, Catherine. Now, when he's on the stand, he's going to be looking right at you. Staring right through you, just like you said he would. And when you're on the stand, he's going to be doing the same thing, figuring you're not going to be able to take it. Don't break his stare.
What if I can't?
You can, and you will. Your eyes are going to meet his, and you're not going to look away. You're going to look right at him and show him that you're not afraid. The jury will watch you, and they'll watch Charles.
Well, you'll fool them. He can fool everybody. He's been doing that for years.
But you'll convince everybody. Just learn to read my face, Catherine. Just look at me, and you'll see how you're doing. Feel my confidence, my energy. This is your chance.
Is there anything else in this case but me? Are you relying only on me?
No. We have something else now. We have a match on both the drugs. The capsule that was found at the school and where the dog got sick. It's something. But you're still our case.
Charles will be sitting right there.
And you're going to stand up to him. And put him where he belongs.
Oh, Mama, it's all coming back. I keep staring at it. I can't. It's all right. Oh. I'm sorry.
This is going to be one of the most fascinating cases to be tried at the Bernalillo County Courthouse in some time. Renowned attorney Edward Reichman is representing the defendant, Dr. Charles Rayner. They're expected to arrive at any moment.
Yeah, Mr. Reichman. Excuse me. Mr. Reichman, get a question, please. Dr. Rayner, will you be taking the stand?
No questions. Be along.
Dr. Rayner, have you tried to contact your wife personally?
Mrs. Rayner, any thoughts?
Mr. Reichman, do you know how long this trial will last?
Right now we have Mrs. Rayner is coming.
Can we get a picture of you, please?
Mr. Garner, the indictment on the intent to kill suggests a real uphill battle. Can you comment?
You know I can't comment on any of that stuff before the trial is over, or at least in progress.
Mrs. Rayner, has your...
Mr. Reichman.
I feel great about it.
Do you have any idea how long this trial will take?
What about your
Good morning, Catherine.
Come on. Get a hold of yourself. Okay?
I'm okay.
Miss Rayner, one more question, please.
One more question, please.
What do you feel about Charles having his new wife here, please?
Charlotte, I don't want you in that courtroom.
He wants me there.
No, I don't care what he wants. If you want your son to be a free man, you'll listen to me. You will create the wrong image.
I'm his mother. Isn't that important?
Not in there. We want him to appear confident and independent. He's not a child.
Now, in a case like this, because the victim was not assaulted or stabbed or anything else, I must prove to you what the defendant intended. You decide who recalls, who remembers, who is accurate in their testimony, who is mistaken, and if it applies, who is not telling you the truth. But the facts are yours, and no one else's.
Charles Rayner reached a point in his own thinking that no matter where he turned, he felt he was wrong. He wanted to stay married. He loses that. He wanted a child. He loses that. He wanted to see his child. He loses that. We're admitting the suit with the padding and the mustache and the wig in the name of Foley, and that he took a plane from Chicago, Illinois to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Primarily, you could say, to murder his ex-wife. Yes, he went further. But he changed his mind, and he abandoned the attempt. This indictment is nothing more than a little piece of paper. It means nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth in this case is that Charles Rayner is not guilty.
I take it that is not, in fact, your first witness.
No, Your Honor, that, with your permission, is State's Exhibit Number 1.
You may call your first witness.
State calls Peter Voss. Will you state your name, please?
Peter Voss.
And how are you employed?
I'm a ticket agent for American Airlines.
I refer you to State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize the disguise that Charles Rayner wore?
Your Honor, this testimony is unnecessary. We will stipulate to all of this. We don't deny any of this.
He's conceding everything?
It's okay. I know what he's doing. And did you call the dog then, Mr. Libanos?
I say, what's the matter, Zacco? You don't feel good today. And I see that I forgot to put water in his bucket. On the way, I saw the vomit on the ground, and I said to myself, that's the reason that the dog was sick.
Are you sure you saw that day, the 6th?
Yes, sir.
And did you look around?
I saw footsteps, and I think it must be tennis shoes because it's got marks.
And where were those footprints?
Right in front of my carport.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
You may cross-examine.
Well, thank you. I have no questions, Your Honor.
You may be excused, Mr. Lavanos.
Oh.
Thank you. You're free to leave.
Did you ever examine any trash sweepings?
Yes, I did.
And did you find any capsules in the sweepings?
Yes, sir. I located a capsule.
And what did you do with the capsule?
I retained it until I turned the vomitus over to the laboratory doctor, and when I turned the vomitus over to him, I also gave him the capsule.
Ladies and gentlemen, considering the late hour, we'll stand in recess at this time. We'll start tomorrow at 10:30. Mr. Garner, who will your witness be at this time?
I'll call Catherine Rayner, Your Honor.
Mr. Garner, you may call your first witness.
That'll be Catherine Rayner, Your Honor. Would you tell us your name, please?
Catherine Rayner.
Mrs. Rayner, you're going to have to keep your voice up.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Is Charles Rayner seated in the court today?
Yes.
Would you point him out for the jury, please? Let the record show that she is pointing to Dr. Charles Rayner, the defendant.
The record may so reflect.
During the course of your marriage, did you become pregnant and have a child?
Yes.
Would you tell us, if you could, when the difficulties began in relation to your becoming pregnant and having the child?
The difficulties began before I was pregnant. But they accelerated during the course of the marriage. Which, of course, includes the pregnancy and having my son. He became more distant and began treating me more like an object than a wife. More like a photographic object.
And was there anything unusual about Charles' photography?
It became more than a hobby. I don't think it would be wrong to say that it was an obsession.
Objection. Witness is not an expert.
Sustained.
Did he ever take pictures of you?
Yes.
Could you describe for us the unusual circumstances when this picture was taken?
He put a paperweight over the lens. It makes the picture distorted. He wanted me to open my mouth, and I wouldn't do it. As I remember it, he kicked me because he had the camera in his hands. It hurt me.
And after the incident, what was Charles' reaction?
He laughed. He always felt that whatever he did to me, no one would believe me because he was a doctor.
Catherine, Would you describe what weapons he discussed that he would use to torture someone?
Yes, there was a knife that my husband had before our marriage. It was about this big. Sometimes he would say that he could de-gut a person, is the word he used, by pushing in like that and going up in one move. And there were safety pins and firecrackers and rope. So many other terrible things.
Would you please relate the cat incident to us, please?
We had a new kitten. It scratched Charles on the face and it ran away. Charles got angry because the cat hid when he called it. He moved the bed and grabbed the cat and threw it against the wall. That cat never walked right after that. Afterwards, he said to me, "I can't stand it when anything runs from me. Don't you ever run from me. I'd see you dead first."
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
We'll take a 15-minute recess. Mr. Reichman, will you be prepared to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can just feel his hatred. He's gonna get me for what I'm doing. You'll never forget this.
Every glance of his wishes you were dead. And that's why you're fighting, remember? And Reichman knows his best chance of winning is to make you look bad, so he's not going to pull any punches. So don't let him get to you. Come on, you're doing great. You're straightforward, you're convincing, and you look good. Now it all depends on how you stand up to him. Okay? Okay?
You're in for a rude awakening. You're going to lose.
Mrs. Rayner, when you told your husband that you were going to Albuquerque only for the purpose of seeing your ailing father, you were lying, weren't you?
Objection.
Sustained.
Let me say that you intended to fool him so that you could run away with your child. Is that correct?
Yes.
You have stated that you hosted a local children's TV show?
Yes, for almost 2 years.
You learned to act pretty good.
I taught.
I noticed in your testimony today that whenever you were asked a question about your little boy, you always referred to the child as your son.
I sometimes refer to him that way.
Isn't it true, Mrs. Rayner, that you don't want your son to have anything to do with his father, your ex-husband?
No, I don't think that's a true statement.
Did you ever go or say, "Let's see a doctor"? There's got to be something wrong with you. You've got to be out of your mind to be talking like this.
I did discuss the possibility.
Discuss the possibility. Here you are, married to a screwball who cripples cats, takes bizarre photographs, suggests torture. My God, Mrs. Rayner, at your age, With your education, wouldn't a rational person packed up after he went off to work and scooted out of the house?
Mr. Reichman, I think I am a rational person.
Uh-huh.
But I think I need to explain some of the other things that made me feel this way. I was very subjugated. And I kept under my husband's, I don't want to say domineering personality. That's not the right word. But he had like a psychological hold on me. And he worked on this too. I was very afraid of him. But he did this gradually so that I felt that if I had said that to somebody, they might think that I was making it up or that something was wrong with me. Because he's a doctor, right? And he's practicing, so who's going to believe me if I didn't have any proof?
When you say that he had a psychological hold over you, what did he do? Did he hypnotize you or something?
No, I don't mean that. I mean that is one facet of his personality. He's very good at finding out what makes people tick and how to have a psychological hold on you. Very good at it.
Mrs. Rayner, if all this is true as you say, tell us what difference it could have made to you, whether somebody else believed you or not, when it came to protecting your life or your child's life. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Anything additional?
No, I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Dr. Rayner is dedicated to his profession. He was always ready to volunteer his services, day or night.
He was a caring and sensitive physician.
Would you tell the court and jury your name, please?
Sally Rayner.
And what is your relationship to Dr. Rayner?
He's my husband.
Do you have children by your first husband, Sally?
Yes, I do.
Would you tell the jury their names and ages, please?
Mary Ann is 7, and Patricia's 5.
Now, following your marriage, did Dr. Rayner adopt your daughters?
Yes, he did.
Whose idea was that?
That was Charles' idea.
Now, would you tell the jury what kind of father Charles has been to your daughters?
Charles is a marvelous father.
Miss Bailiff, would you get the witness a glass of water, please?
Charles is great with kids.
You just take your time answering the questions, and if you get to the point where you want to recess, you just tell me, and I'll see that you get a rest.
They literally worship the ground the man walks on. He does everything he can in his spare time to be with them and do things with all of us.
After your marriage, did you notice any change in Charles' personality? He courted you, but how has he behaved towards you since that time?
To be honest with you, I went through a very difficult divorce before. And Charles had been my Rock of Gibraltar. He's my entire life.
Have you ever observed Charles fly into a rage?
Never.
Have you ever felt terrified of him?
No.
Have you ever had him approach you and try to discuss inappropriate things, such as torturing people?
No.
God, is she hurting us?
God
almighty, little Sally really scored in there.
She makes it seem like I'm lying, like I'm crazy.
Don't worry. It doesn't mean the jury didn't believe you.
Charles testifies next. What if they believe him?
But you left Chicago fully intending to do away with your wife. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury why you determined at that time to kill your wife, your ex-wife?
I think I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
About what?
About my son. About how to handle the situation. Catherine was inflexible. She was determined that I wasn't ever going to bring my son into contact with my family, my new family.
I refer to State's Exhibit 28. What is this?
My briefcase with all the stuff in it.
Stuff being the knife, gun, firecrackers, etc. Is that correct?
Yes.
And after you found yourself without it, what did you do?
I filled out a search form at the lost baggage counter.
I'm going to show you what has been entered as Defense Exhibit B. What is this?
It's the form I filled out.
Did you subsequently get your briefcase back?
Later. So it seems, yes.
When exactly did you change your mind about murdering your wife?
When I arrived in Albuquerque, I realized it was... just couldn't do it.
4 years, and you come back. Were you still that mad?
I wasn't mad. I was disturbed. Very much so. This is not a vengeance. This is not a vendetta sort of thing at all.
Just an elimination?
Yeah, that's precisely what it was.
You were just going to eliminate her.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the briefcase. Now, what would prevent you from getting in, getting off the airplane, going to the baggage department, picking up your case, putting it someplace, and then saying, I lost it?
Well, the point in that would be that they would find it at the airport when I forced them to look all over for it. I made them look everywhere. I even made them look outside where they bring the bags in.
Yeah, but if you didn't describe your briefcase accurately, how are they going to find it?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you describe that briefcase by telling them to look for type 43?
Yes, I told the agent that. Yes.
Is it your testimony that type 43 is the description of what that briefcase, States 28, looks like?
That is my interpretation.
Well, there are probably, and you'd agree with me on this, 30 places that you could put a briefcase and claim it was lost in that airport alone.
No, I would not agree to that.
Well, there's a lot of counters closed up there at that time of night. Isn't it a fact that you never lost that briefcase at all?
No, that is not a fact.
I have no more questions for the defendant.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense rests.
Due to the late hour, we will not proceed with final argument until 10 a.m. tomorrow. The admonition previously given to the jury remains in effect.
If a person thinks, I'm going to kill him, and then they do the acts of preparation, they gather up the tools, they buy the gun, they make plans, they make reservations, that's preparation. He can stop, and he should be allowed to. That's what we would hope for in our society. All of us reach that point some time where we think of something, and then we think, well, this is ridiculous. This is asinine. If a person stops before he starts to act it out, no crime has been committed. But if he is forced to stop, then that is no excuse. The law does not reward the unsuccessful criminal. Now just consider, if you would, please. What would have happened if that little dog hadn't barked and woken that family up?
Each and every one of us, somewhere along the line, reaches a point of such utter helplessness and frustration that we are ready to tear our hair out and think of drastic steps. But what should the verdict be? Are there reasonable doubts? Is the lost baggage a reasonable doubt? Is Catherine's testimony a reasonable doubt? And is the fact that he never made any overt acts towards her a reasonable doubt? And what of Sally Rayner's testimony of her life with him? Is that a murderous life? Is that a life consistent to what was testified to by Catherine Rayner? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the decision is yours.
In the crime of attempted murder, a necessary fact to be proved is the existence in the mind of the defendant of the specific intent to kill. And unless such intent to kill so exists, that crime has not been committed. The defendant is not on trial for any act or conduct not alleged in the indictment.
Things from me because you were afraid to face me. I wanted to protect you from bad things. I only made you afraid to protect yourself. For this, I ask you to forgive me.
You want me to forgive you for being a good man? I love you, Mama.
Catherine, the jury's come in. They've reached a verdict. You should be here.
I'll be right down. They've reached a verdict.
Excuse me, would you?
Mr. Jameson, you are the foreman of the jury?
I am, sir.
Has the jury arrived at a verdict?
Yes, it has.
Would you hand that verdict to the bailiff, please? We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Charles Rayner, guilty of the crime of attempted murder, second degree, as charged in the indictment.
Your Honor, in light of the conviction and due to the seriousness of the offense, I request that the defendant be taken into custody.
So ordered.
Guilty.
Can I have a question, please?
Dr. Rayner, do you have any comments?
Julie tells you, plenty to feel.
And you, Mrs. Rayner, why did you ever marry him? You're ruined his life!
Celebrated performances from the biggest stars. Powerful stories based on the drama of real life. Next on Encore's True Stories channel.